All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Link Click, Season 2, Episode 8. The cavalry has arrived. And by arrived, I mean, yeah, it's Lu Guang, and he just smashed a boat into another boat. And,
Came in like a fucking romance protagonist.
Oh, yes.
Love interest.
Yeah, for the final Act 3. Like, no, don't go. I love you.
Don't go!
Yeah.
I'll save you.
And it even ends up with them both lying down and one on top of the other.
Oh, yeah.
But,
the Yaoi bait is strong.
Exactly. You saved him from the stranger danger. Good job.
It's wonderful.
Good job. But, you know, you're not necessarily out of the woods just yet.
No.
So.
No. That being said, Lu Guang, you
got some explaining.
You've got some explaining to do.
The meter, the stack of things.
The bill is getting really big.
The bill just keeps getting longer and longer,
like,
higher
we're gonna
and
have
higher.
to send a civil, penalty, so you can't renew your tabs. Like, this is...
You have been served.
You have been served. Please explain yourself in court.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I had done nothing wrong ever in my life. I know this, and I love you, but... maybe
people are dead.
Maybe not yet,
Yeah.
but you've clearly done some shit later.
Right. Yeah.
Or you've already done some shit
later in a different branching, because this shit does branch.
Yeah. You. Or at the very least it overwrites, but he has memory or something.
Right.
Yeah. So it's
one of those.
One of those. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. We're getting her full perspective here. What's her first instinct?
No way! No way! Oh my god.
Yeah.
You cheeky little shit.
Wow. I did think it was pretty impressive that she just found them. So he knew exactly where they were gonna be.
Yep.
That is, he knows. And he knows shit, man.
That's like proof. That's like, you can't just,
Nah. Again, also, when did he text me? Meaning, like, I didn't feel the notification. Like, it just suddenly was there.
Right, like even if he says, like, no, I saw them from a window, it's like, bullshit, you saw, like...
Yep. Yeah. How did you get here? Yeah. Boom! Yeah, just in time.
Yep.
Boom!
Gotta be fast about that shit.
Okay, it's a fight. No
It's
skin
taking me
contact.
back to my ultimate ninja days.
Wait.
That's a bait.
Yep.
Shit.
Fuck!
Yeah. Okay. Wait, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Although maybe he only does like what she kind of directs him to do.
Yeah, I think there might be a thing where he needs to specifically let himself, be caught. Like Lu Guang has put himself in very specific places at very specific times, so yeah, you lost another. Okay.
So,
villain perspectives. Well, it went different.
in some ways, you almost got someone better.
He is not happy.
No.
怎么带回来的是他？
登船前他突然出现，时间紧迫，就只能先放过程小时了。
接应的时间和地点，肖丽他们都不清楚，
Fuck!
为什么偏偏他会知道？
Oh, them theorizing about this is gonna be awesome. Oh, yeah, we don't get it.
Okay, of course we don't. All right.
查过监控没有？
查过了，我们以为陆先生出事了，所以都先关注了砸碎的玻璃窗。
Sure.
但其实，他趁我们冲进房
Right,
间之后，
right.
自己溜出了病
Nice.
房。
Perfectly timed it too.
陆光是有所准备后离开了病房，关键在于他是怎么知道他
How? Yes, good.
而且当时失控的不光是你。
Yeah.
Yes.
不
Yeah.
管怎样，我已经让所有弟兄排查李天熙和陆光的下落。之前调看他们案宗的时候，还发现一条重要线索。
Yeah. Yeah.
刘兰这个案子是钱进办的。
Yeah.
从时间上来看，钱进在警队接手的最后一个案子，正是李天熙和李天辰父母的命案。
Gotcha.
而且接手案件后不久，他就提出离职。李天熙和李天辰的档案也被悄悄抹去，从人间蒸发。
He found something.
钱进肯定和这俩兄妹脱不了关系，他应该就是砸破玻璃窗，分散你们的注意，然后躲在厕所，趁机溜走的。从逃离病房到河边，仅只用了20多分钟。整个过程丝毫没有犹豫，就像是早有准备。
Yeah.
Because there's no way. Yeah, like that's leaving before he even needed to go.
看来他还
Yeah.
故意留了线索给
He
我们。
knew he would get caught. Yeah.
你们有谁知道他的锁屏密码？
我知道，
What a bro.
没错，解开了。
没想到陆光会把密码告诉你。091305代表什么意思啊？
That sounds like a date.
不知道，我不小心看到的。
September 13th, 2005.
Yeah.
这拍的是什么？你们看窗外有什么东西吗？
等等，照片。
Oh, so
既然
they.
有了照片，
Yeah.
程小时，你岂不是可以进入那
I
个时间？
love it.
Oh
看看是几点
my
拍的。
god.
这个时间，刚好就是我收到定位前。
Oh, that's fantastic.
Fuck, he's so
That's,
good.
I love it.
只是为了留下那一刻的照片，作为时间的坐标，在必要的时候能成为命运的转折点。
Yeah.
怪不得之前我觉得陆光有些反常。之前跟思文师傅练功的时候，他就一直不太擅长拳脚，所以刚才不管是他和李天熙过招，
Oh shit. That was him piloting Lu Guang.
还是冲动的表现，其实都是你，程小时。
Fuck, okay.
进入照片
alright
的话，那过去的一切是否会是另一种结果？那个，你们到底在说什么
What?
呀？
What are you guys talking about?
I mean, if you wanted to
他们在
practice
讨
with
论科幻
changing
小说
things,
里
you
具
could.
对
right?
yeah.
你们几个先出去一下。 只要有了他的能力，过
Yeah.
去的一切，我们就都能改写。
Uh-huh. He said it. He said it.
喂，你说
Uh-huh.
谁？找到了，李天熙找到了。
Yeah. It's too convenient.
Oh, right. Yeah, so they can't do that yet. So all the stuff that's happened before is because they get his powers at some point in the future.
Right.
谁在那里？
包括找回你弄丢的妹。
Oh.
This is the brother?
Yeah.
青年发现了一个露宿在废弃杂货店的小姑娘，
Oh my
但
god.
没有档案信息，正巧跟我们要找的李天熙形象描述吻合。
留给我们的时间不多了。
Yeah.
警察找到你妹妹是迟早的事，
Yeah.
你知道的。我最痛恨背叛，即使是他，我也不会手下留情的。
我们手上不是还有牌吗？
Oh.
Uh-huh.
说来听听，我们最后这一手，你想
Gotcha. So she was the one that went to Lu Guang,
Right.
and they realized that, so they're like, well, shit.
Right.
之前审讯室里跟我对话的就是他，没错。快告诉我，陆光在哪儿？
Yeah, she can't speak.
Yeah. 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 It was that simple. Yeah.
哭什么？
现在这个千真万确就是李天熙，他无法正常说话，并且
Yeah.
心智好像也与实际年龄
Oh
不符。
shit. Oh, man. Yeah. All that. Still there.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
They do have one potential way to
原来我们看到的
communicate
那
with
个
her.
是他的孪生哥哥假扮的。
But that's why the brother wants to change the past, is to go back and
Yeah, yeah.
You know, do all
为
this.
什么想方设法要带你走？
And same kind of thing with the
这
cop,
么看
right?
来
Yeah.
他应该就是那个拥有操控能力的异能者，但他又是怎么做到同时控制我和王娟的？
Oh,
而且他的能力发动条件是什么？
Yeah.
that also totally fits the brother's
进入路光留
power.
下的照片寻找答案吧。
但是
选择
Just
逃避
Just
不会改变历史。
don't think about anything and just
Yeah.
follow me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
已经
Yeah.
发生的过去必然存在。
这种情况下，越是逼他，可能只会适得其反。现在时间也晚了，
Oh,
要不
okay.
等明天一
Okay.
早再找心理专家过来跟他聊聊。
目前有个人质在对方手里，必须争分夺秒。能联系的，还是都先去联系。
小队，能不能让我试试啊？
And a hostage in critical condition.
你知道吗？我有个弟弟，他小时候也不爱喝牛奶。
Oh, yeah, connecting with the
No.
brother.
喝牛奶不要，不好喝。你都没试过，怎么就知道不好喝？乖，来喝一口嘛。不要。
Don't come at me with your
大人
logic.
说喝牛奶能长高。程小石，你这个大笨蛋！哼，乔林，你变了。现在的你像一个，现在像是只母老虎。我程小石是个大笨蛋。乔林，
Okay, that's actually pretty good.
我也画一只母老虎。程小石大笨蛋。虽然小时候我总以姐姐自居，但其实我俩没差多少。
Damn. Oh.
So,
应该就是我当年劝他喝牛奶的功劳吧？现在能不能也给我讲讲你的故事啊？
Draw it out, yeah.
yeah.
Nice. She did it, okay. Meanwhile,
你是李天辰吧？不愧是程小石的好搭档，脑子转的可真够快的。所以，你又是怎么知道我们计划的时间和地点？
yeah, yeah. How?
如果告诉你了，那我岂不就没有利用价值了吗？
Taking stock of his environment, yeah.
你真的很让我讨厌，后悔之前下手还是轻。但现在，我可不会让你就这么轻易死掉。
I love the non-linear like storytelling that's going on here, but fuck. They go to check the window. He slips out right there. Just painting in red. Fuck.
Okay.
No way.
糟糕，
Wait,
会被发现。
what?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is fun. So
Wait.
No, so okay. What I think it is that this is so up until now they've been trusting Lu Guang that while he has information in some weird way, that his thing that he tells them about how the time travel works of that it will always have been that way, that's how it works. And so he goes in here thinking that it's like that, and this is where he realizes that it's not.
Ah, okay.
That he does something slightly off, the cop sees him,
Sure.
right? And it's the, oh, wait, shit, no, we
Right.
are...
Right, because we're still operating on a semi-linear flow of information. Because in order for him to have made the call in the present to take the photo, he had to have knowledge from outside of that linear sequence of events.
Right.
Right. Because the photo wasn't taken by him, like, it has to happen before.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly, yeah. Oh my god. Ah, Lu Guang, you can't do this!
Yeah. Oh, shit.
He is playing with fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Okay.
my god. All right.
So...
Lu Guang's been taken.
Yep.
He is a hostage. We have found out that Li Tianji is not Li Tianji. it's Li Tianxian, because actually she was potentially the one that went to go
to see Lu Guang,
but to save her brother.
But she's gone. She's like they lost her. They
don't have her.
Yeah, and she got found by the police and everything. Okay, cool.
Right.
But like that's a very fun twist and turn of events because that one gives us more insight into the antagonists.
Yes.
Two, it makes us have internal conflict within the side of the antagonist, which is always fun to get, right?
Yes.
But also, I feel like I fully understand why these people are going to be so obsessed with this whole mission because, if you get the ability to go back and change the past, all the bad things that have ever happened and even the bad things that we are currently doing don't really matter.
Right. And the part that I'm kind of crazy excited about is the idea that the antagonists believe that they can change the past because of either one, this is the part that really excites me, either they have very liminal, basic, simple knowledge of just, he can go into the past, therefore he can probably change it. Or, and this is the part that excites me, they have a future version of one of them communicating into the past and giving info because they do end up taking Chen Zhaoshi's power.
Right, exactly.
And
the fact that the season 1 finale happened means that at some point, they get Chen Zhaoshi's power, which is great. Like that is a fun addition. That's a fun way to specify for us, even though they didn't explicitly get at it. It was more of like an indirect thing of this is why the bad guys are limited in their current understanding of things, right?
And it might be
boots
because
on the ground response to all this stuff,
right? And it might be because they barely understand how it works, so they need to actually go back to interrogate him to learn how to use the power better, or something. Either way, the part that's probably the most important here is that what's fun is that this show has been building up more and more that there are multiple powers and types of powers within this world. What Lu Guang and Chen Zhaoshi do is different.
Right.
And that's important. Chen Zhaoshi actually is the one that is,
the traveler.
Jumping. Yes. But Lu Guang has his own power.
Yeah, he's the spotter.
And that's something that I almost want to call somewhat bullshit on the show's interpretation of it, because I don't get the vibe that Qian Lin has this super knowledge of I have an ability that gives me the ability to steal powers. I'm sorry, that requires way too much suspension of disbelief.
And if that was the case, why would the brother still be here?
Well,
right?
no, yes, true. But what I could see happening is a future person, either Qian Lin or Li Tianxian or what have you, end up figuring it out, telling them and being like, oh, did you know that if you want, you can steal people's powers this way?
Right. Yeah. That absolutely makes sense as something that would because we're dealing with time travel, so the ways in which things happen in the story, you have a lot of room to work with, right?
Right.
And yet the thing that the more the show goes on, it is both fascinating and so entertaining and also frustrating.
Right.
Where I'm like, wait, I feel like I don't fully know which direction they're confirming the time travel to be.
Yeah.
As far as whether it's things, if you do something in the past, that's how it will have always been, et cetera, right? The stuff that Lu Guang has been saying that it is, right?
Yeah.
Even though
we know he's holding a lot of secrets.
He's holding a lot of secrets, and so there's that element of doubt with that is actually how it works, right? But then, with regards to if you can go back and change things, there are certain things where I'm like, wait, certain things don't feel like they entirely match up, right? Like there's the simpler things.
The season 1 finale happened.
The season 1 finale happened.
So we know that the past can be changed. But it's to the degree to what the past can be changed. And that's something that Lu Guang has brought up. That can still be true from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
But what's more likely here, this is the part that's kind of it hurts my brain. Lu Guang, has the I can go into security cameras and kind of investigate all this kind of stuff here and things like that.
Get information that is not from directly being in the past and observing it, right? Like there's he just gets stuff.
He gets present like psychic kind of readings through like specific data that's potentially out there. What that screams to me more so than having some, I entered security cameras and stuff, even though photos are the way that their power works. And I love that the show kind of plays it just soft enough that we don't
Videos are a combination of photos.
Yeah. So there's some way in which it kind of blends together. But I still feel like he has future knowledge. He doesn't just have the ability to have present stuff. So either his abilities are way more precognitive and or way more like fate-based. So that has to do with why he sees that certain things can or can't be changed. Because he has to know that. He has to have come to some conclusion based on evidence in order to be able to say that. So it's either that he's lying entirely to, Cheng Xiaoshi, because I don't believe he's telling the truth entirely.
Right.
But I do believe there is something in what he's saying that is true. And I would either put it that he has some kind of future sight. He has some kind of knowledge of where things are going, and thus is able to put himself in this specific thing. Or we've already had some looping shenanigans, which then puts me into the position of, but he's not a time traveler.
So maybe his powers got taken?
So maybe his powers got taken or moved or given, and that's where we're in this whole mess to begin with, is that Lu Guang is sitting there like, fuck, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I'm like, okay.
Right.
So, one, we have no knowledge of how power stealing, transferring, whatever works. So that's just being thrown into the future to be figured out at some point. Doesn't matter right now. But Qianlin believes it can be done, which feels, again, a lot like Lu Guang's situation, where he somehow has knowledge of something that he has not done yet.
I think they presently have the ability to transfer powers.
You think he presently has the ability right now?
And that's
so then why does the kid still have his power?
Because
he can't take it from him?
So
he wears gloves.
Theory,
we know he's
theories
prepping
here.
Against the kid.
Well, yeah, the gloves thing is really fun, and also the fact that Lu Guang, like, even when Cheng Jiaxi went back there, he spent like 10 minutes waiting, and he's in a hospital. They would have rubber medical gloves. That would have been helpful. But
I think again, this is the thing. I think he.
Because he was operating on the thing of don't change the past, which is what Lu Guang is told him.
Right.
And so, but what it actually is that not that that's like some plot hole in the show. It's that Lu Guang did want to be captured.
Yes, that's my point. Yeah.
So, but I think here is that he does presently have the ability to take powers. Mr. Qian.
Yeah.
But the reason that he doesn't with the kid is potentially twofold. He has some benefit from having the kids being able to work together in some different way if the sister has some power or whatever. But then also because when I think of their dynamic of what he brings to the table, he is the adult, he is the person of power and influence. Like he can do things that the kids wouldn't be able to do.
Him having a pawn is nice, but it still feels like it would be something where he potentially can't control.
Yes. But I think because he's been able to get the brother so on board with the, hey, ends justify the means here because we can make all this go away, he's not as worried about that. And if he's able to have somebody that's not him, that also doesn't really exist in the public eye, go around and do things, that's a bit more helpful because his power is limited to the structures of society. If he gets discovered, then his assets can be frozen, he can be arrested, all these other things.
I just realized this is very, very... Oh, this makes so much sense.
Okay.
Oh my god, it just makes so much sense. This is entirely a situation where Qianlin definitely does not and cannot do this.
Okay.
The reason why he needs the kid is because the kid is the one that actually can take the ability.
Okay.
The kid is the one that is in the premiere of season 2 and the finale of season 1 talking to, like, they're the ones.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's right. That is the brother. That's
the brother.
Okay.
So that's clearly the brother. Like he talked like the brother.
And also through
Qialing.
Yes.
So that means, and this is the part that's potentially potentially really nuts here, is that if he's wanting to save the sister, right?
Yeah.
If he's wanting to go back specifically and save the sister,
and
we know that we know that he succeeds because Cheng Jiaoshi gets shunted out of out of
yes.
her
Yes.
in the past.
And yet the past still goes the way.
Well, no, because that's the thing. There was a homicide, but maybe an extra person died in the homicide.
Sure, it's the
maybe
mom
the
was
mom
killed,
died, but
and
now
then-
it's the mom and the dad was killed.
Yeah, right. That is the general vibe that I got from that even back then. And so, yeah, if the brother goes back and shunts Chinjoshi out, yeah, okay, I like it. And then that also could be why, the sister then becomes scared of the brother,
Right.
and ends up splitting, because that's something that she did on her own, right? Like that's a very big deal, especially like if she has all of this baggage as a result of those events, as we've been informed of, right?
So this is they're dealing with right now, and this is the part that gets kind of nutty. We're dealing with Li Tianzhen in the present, but we're also dealing with a future Li Tianzhen that has the
right. And as a
time
result
travel
of that,
stuff.
so one of the things that I really like about how this happens is that I feel like things are being set up to be able to have this plot conflict with these antagonists that are doing all these terrible things get reduced or simplified down to relationship problems.
Yes.
That is very straightforward with siblings, right? Maybe less so with Mr. Kyan, but that can still be tied in with the whole duty as a police officer, all that stuff. But
Sure.
nothing that we do here matters. We just have to go through the steps at this point in the timeline to get to the point where we can get the thing, and then at that point, everything will be okay.
But that's why Lu Guang's stuff is even crazier, is that if there's someone out there that's already in the future having Chen Zhashe's powers and is doing things, like to interfere in the past and stuff, that means that Lu Guang has to operate before that with more knowledge and more ability.
But one of the other things that I realized that this show has introduced with regards to the mechanics of the time travel that makes it so that an antagonistic force getting the power of time travel at any point is not an automatic fail state.
No, it is not. No.
Because it takes time to change things in the past. You are still existing in the present while you do things in the past, and those things travel at the same rate.
Yes.
It's not you time travel, you go back there, then you go back to the exact same point at which you were time traveling, and then, oh, hey, you fixed everything.
Well, you're also
fucked it
still
all up or
limited by
whatever.
the body that you're piloting.
Right, exactly.
So
So
you can't,
yeah. But that's something where we could get situations where maybe in the future it's taken for a time, maybe 24 hours, right?
Sure.
And it's like, oh shit! And during that time, we get all the stuff at the end of season 1, all this crazy bad stuff. It then gets taken back, and so that's how it's an actual tug of war in this point in time, because they don't have a full just blank check of help from the future, right? But neither do our protagonists,
right?
And that's why Lu Guang's that important.
Yeah. So, I could see potentially some extreme version of the semi-touch-based mind control that Li Tianchen does being the way that they take the power, because I'm still having issues with in my head what do you mean take the power? Is this, Sylar, Peter Petrelli, heroes, Peter's dad kind of situation? No, it probably isn't necessarily so, nebulous. There might actually be no, we need you to puppet them puppeting somebody else, you know? Like there could be some lower version of it where it's not actual full control. It's okay, we've studied your mind control. So if we put him in a subdued state under some drugs and in a lab, and then we have you touch him, we could do some shenanigans.
So here's my thoughts.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily an answer to that directly, but with the reveal that it's the brother, that gives us some very fun thematic information.
Yes, it does.
The whole, I grab your hand and you just do whatever I say.
He might have been subconsciously using this ability all this time and he didn't even really notice
Yeah, or
it.
at the very least, it's thematically relevant to the dynamic that he needed to have with his sister, because it's just come with me. I'm going to protect you. It's going to be fine.
They developed under an intense period of stress in his formative years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, it all works out really nicely. Yeah.
And then from there, where does I'm going to take your powers from you, where would that thematically fit into that dynamic? And especially, if possible, from the sister. If the sister is maybe the one that actually transfers power.
Okay.
You know,
So I like the idea that thematically we're setting up the sister to have a power, potentially.
And that's why, like, she's needed so much, not just because, she might betray people and give information.
Right.
But...
It could literally be we need a vessel for the power, and it can't be the brother.
Sure. Yeah.
Like that could be it. But then again, why wouldn't it be Qianlin?
Well, and also,
what I think it is that
it's the personality from end of season 1.
Oh,
totally
sure. Sure, it totally is. There's a whole bunch of things that are hurting my brain with the idea of they already won at some point, and it was for at very least an enough amount of time that the season 1 finale happened to set up the way in which they forced the suicide to go about no matter what, even though they moved things and adjusted things.
Yeah.
And then ended up having the odd security camera footage showing that it was, like all that, stuff was different.
Odd security camera footage?
At the end of season 1.
Oh, when like the dude like broke his own neck?
Well, no, that's one part, but I'm talking about the placement of where she was, where Emma was.
Gotcha.
They adjusted somehow where she was. Like
okay.
She moved. Like I have to go back and check the end of season 1, but there's a part where she's supposed to be one place, and then they're like, no, she was here.
The car crashes, and it's they see her like walking alone on the bridge and all that stuff.
Right. I think we might have already gotten the answer to it. And
I think we got that in season 1 because then she woke up, made the car crash, and then.
Right, but that's because Cheng Xiaoshi is piloting her at the time.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
So that's probably just what it was.
But with this situation, basically, it doesn't have to be a mechanical actual tie, but I like the idea that in this situation where you're dealing with these two kids who have so much had power taken from them in their past with how that all went down, that at some point, that the deepest, most, like feral cry of the heart would be to be able to take power back.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that then feels like it connects into the capability that they have either now or in the future or whatever. Sure. But who would it be and why? And I don't know.
Right.
Maybe it's just a connection that I'm seeing. Maybe it doesn't actually like mean something literal.
But I would love to have that moment where Qianlin like ends up like just walking with this kid, back towards the police station, and the kid just kind of goes, and then just turns towards him and starts speaking about knowledge. Like, hi, Qianlin. Your name is this.
Sure.
Your age and weight is this. Your blood type is this.
Yeah.
I know everything about your future. If you want to, and it's just this moment where he's just like, like panicking, freaking out, but then goes like, okay, I'll do whatever you say. Because there was something about the way that season 1 ended in this manner that there was just someone that the guy would surrender himself to and follow orders,
Oh.
And I feel like we haven't really still met that person. We haven't met them. Like that whole personality. Well, that could just be the boy. That could just be the boy.
And
Xiaoling, when she was being piloted, felt very like the boy. Like it felt very much like the boy. It felt like a young boy.
And granted, this boy feels very different than the boy we saw in the past.
Well, that's because he's clearly, been he's grown and changed
and all that stuff. And again,
he's probably become a bit crazy with how he controls people.
One of the fun things you can do with time travel is there's no consequences, so it doesn't matter what you do. But and this is why the whole thing of if it ends up being it was always this way, that could be really crazy, poetic, or tragic, because then it's what were you guys doing?
Yeah.
You can't. It's this way because you did that.
Yeah.
Even if you get it, you can't.
Right.
It's done.
Yeah, the show can have its cake and eat it once it decides to get into the mechanics of that, because Lu Guang still holds more cards than anybody in the show.
Right.
And that's really cool, given that we now put him in the hostage situation. He's bleeding out. He's sacrificing himself intentionally with his foreknowledge by setting up Cheng Xiaoshi to rescue himself through this. I cannot tell you how much I love the fact that this show leans so hard into the characters acting in an acausal way with regards to the way that they
even the fact
progress the story.
Even the fact that he's bleeding out might be something that he also intentionally like did some things to make sure that it re-ruptured, so that way the people are on a timetable, because if they want to actually use him, like they can't let him die because he's valuable in some way. But then
he can be valuable in many ways. Can we actually talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
The idea that one, he has information, so they could torture him for information,
but also they could
dying.
just mind control him for information.
Well, that's the thing.
Tell us everything.
No. That's the part actually I don't think they can do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The mind control, I feel like, is very, very specific. I think it's you get touched and you become dormant, and you basically are just like this.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they've got the potential to have the powers grow in strength and capacity.
And it did seem like the brother was about to use it as the gloves coming off.
Right. But what I think is more likely to also then add to that pressure between him and Lu Guang, Qian Lin, Mr. Qian, is that he can't really use it on Mr. Qian. Qian would just kind of go, and it just, he's not really useful then.
Sure.
So they have this tenuous standoff in that regard. But if they have enough time to stabilize him and be like, we'll keep experimenting and trying, eventually we can get you to be useful in that way. But then also just, he's bait. He's a really good,
way to really get good, like, come after him and try and rescue him.
Meat on the bone kind of for
your, and that's
for your dog to chase.
But if, so help me, if after all this time, with Lu Guang keeping secrets and all that stuff, especially if he knew that this kid has this ability and that's why he specifically broke the connection between him and Cheng Xiaoxi and all that stuff, if he intentionally gets captured and then they are able to pump him for information by just grabbing him and being like, now you have to answer all our questions, I will be very frustrated and also satisfied, because one, we'll get answers, but two, God damn it, it's going straight to the enemy. You know?
No. See, that's the part again. The part that's so probably frustrated for Mr. Qian is that he's got just enough foreknowledge, probably because of them getting it at some point, that he's like, I'm operating on 2 messages that were sent to me from the future.
And
that's it.
I'm
following those messages to the letter.
Sure. And maybe also being like, what are all the things I can glean from this?
Right. And that's it.
Yeah.
And then it's the thing of where he's like, what do you mean Lu Guang showed up out of nowhere? What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that makes no fucking sense.
Right.
So it's the thing of where he's like, he's probably like pacing in the apartment like, fuck, just go in there, do your thing, try to get what you can. You know? So he's just like I love Qian, not really for the archetype that he has, but the way in which it feels like he's kind of just a mook. Like, he doesn't really feel Machiavellian, like god-level intelligence, like a Death Note or a Code Geass villain or something.
In a show without powers, his archetype would be the Kingpin.
Or he would be the person that has the power and kind of
but he doesn't.
The world isn't perfect.
Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't. And in fact, the people that do have powers are kids, and some of them might decide to randomly run away. So, that gives that fun element of like,
I'm dealing with so much bullshit.
Right. Oh, if only everyone
Thomas the Tank Engine could never comprehend this level of bullshit.
Right, like if only everyone could be as brilliant as me, but I'm dealing with all these idiots,
all these stupid kids.
Right. Yep.
And then he's like, what do you mean you thought Lu Guang would be like sufficient? He's like, well, it was easy. I grabbed him, but I couldn't get Cheng Xiaoxi.
I actually, that was actually something that was very like, the part that I was probably most excited about seeing their dynamic with like the twist of everything and all that stuff. Is that when the kid has the power. Right. Mr. Qian does not.
Right.
Mr. Qian is the boss, but the kid just failed. Right? How does that get resolved? And
it kind of didn't.
It felt, that's where I feel like I got the biggest sense that this is a partnership of some sort.
Well, that's why the kid went up to his face and like kind of whispered the
got
plan.
An idea. Yeah. Right. It's the like, I am truly in on this, like on board with this just as much as you are. I'm sorry about my sister.
Construction outside.
That's getting pretty crazy. But like that adds a fun layer to the dynamic where then you can actually have these two people be truly collaborating and not in a, if you you know, if you don't do what I say, then I'll hurt your sister or something.
Right, yeah.
You know, but
all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon and get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.